what's up? It's Cecily from Drive Girl Drive, and I'm here with my friend Christina Fiorella. Did I say it right?
Yes, you did.
Oh, it's so pretty. She's an actress and filmmaker. I actually met you while riding in your Uber, and I thought you were very interesting, and she has an amazing project that we're going to talk about later.
Thank you.
But you are my first woman to actually come on here. And what brought you to Los Angeles?
Well, acting.
You okay?
Sigo tras chantaje, siempre es a tu manera.
Yo te quiero aunque no quieras.
Puro chantaje, puro.
I came here all the way from Ukraine.
Right.
Didn't get my visa at first. Had to try it the second time.
Okay.
No, he asked me a couple of questions, the
Okay.
officer,
Yeah.
and I was like, yes, no, and whatever.
Yeah.
And then he's like, okay. And he gave me a paper that said that I'm not getting my visa. So I was super upset. Like, I planned this my whole life, my acting career, because there's no film industry in Ukraine.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Music is big, but not film.
Hmm.
So, yeah, so I got super upset. And then because I came as an au pair
Okay.
nanny.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So this girl just emailed me, another au pair. She was like, oh, I'm going there too. Let's just fly together. And I was like, you know what? I didn't get my visa. And then she said that, she's like, you know what? Americans love to talk. So even if he doesn't ask you any questions, just keep talking. So I did that and I got my visa.
Are you
finally.
serious?
Yes, yeah.
Hilarious. Oh my God. Are you still in contact with that girl?
No, unfortunately, because I don't have that email.
Oh, okay.
But I definitely should find her and thank her
Yeah.
because, if
Find
not
her on
for her,
Facebook and can see where she's at, what she's
Yeah,
doing. Yeah.
yeah.
That's cool. See how a stranger can help you out? Uber and all kinds of things, just bringing people together. Tell us a very funny and interesting, crazy story. What do you got for us today?
it's funny / crazy
Okay.
/ scary.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so when I first started, Uber had a different app
Okay.
where whenever you're the passenger, if it's UberX, you don't have to put in the address where you're going.
Yeah.
So, and I didn't know the city well when I first started. And so as soon as I got on the highway and then I got off
Yeah.
at one exit, I didn't know where I was.
Okay.
So I was like, where am I? And it was not the best neighborhood.
Right.
So I'm picking up these two guys. They're intoxicated. I don't know.
Okay.
Weed or different drugs. I'm not sure.
Right.
But so they both sit in the back seat. So we're just driving. They didn't put the address. I don't know when is this trip gonna end. Where am I going?
Right.
So we're just talking and joking around, and then the guy that sits behind me
Yeah.
goes, so this is my girlfriend, and he jokes around and he tells the guy who called Uber that
Yeah.
I'm his girlfriend,
Oh.
and I'm like, haha, yeah, funny
Right,
guys, cool. And then they're like, we're just gonna drive to some place, pick up my friend, and then we're gonna go to another destination. I was like, okay,
Okay.
cool, that happens a lot.
Yeah.
So
I'm getting nervous.
wait.
Already.
So we arrive. The person who called Uber gets out of the car,
Yeah.
and then this guy just stays there, and
Okay.
we just sit there for like a minute, and then he decides to get out of the car,
Okay.
and he just wanders around. And then whenever his friend is back,
Yeah.
he cannot seem to find my car, even though he's right here. I'm right
Oh,
here.
wow.
So he's just walking around.
Yeah.
And then at some point, he just got really close to the car and he tried opening the door, even though it was unlocked.
Yeah.
He didn't manage to open the door. I was like, what is he doing? What's going on?
Right.
So finally, he gets in the car because his friend is calling him. He's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So he gets in the car and we drive to the final. I was like, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
Time for you to go, right?
Yeah. But it was, trying to be polite and everything. So, and then he just leans over to me and he
Yeah.
goes, give me a kiss.
No.
Yeah, this is what happened. So, I watched the video where the person is saying, like, the lady is saying that she's like, am I an Uber driver or a prostitute? Or
Yeah,
I feel
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
So I can relate, kind of,
Oh.
But yeah. Well, if it gets crazy, super crazy, I can just be like, get out of my car.
I don't want you to go through that ever again. Like,
Yeah.
and you're a young woman, so I'm sure, especially if you drive at night, you get a lot of intoxicated guys. When guys get together, they feel like they can say and do whatever. They try to one up each other, and so they start flirting and acting
Yeah,
up, and it's just
yeah.
like, oh my God. And when you pull up, you see them stand there, and you're like, here we go.
Yeah, you know already. Yeah.
I pulled off one time where there was a group of guys. They were waiting for me. They saw me, and they continued to talk. And then they started smoking something. And I can't tell. I don't know if it was a cigarette, a joint, or what. But they all turned around away from me to smoke it. I was like, I'm good. And I just drove off. Like, because
Good for you.
Yeah, for one, they were like just standing there like, we're going to finish our conversation before we go over there. So I was like, you guys are kind of defiant and inconsiderate. But when they started that smoking thing, I was like, I don't even know what that is. But I don't want that in my car. Because, once you get people in your car, it's really hard to get them out. You can have this car. Really, I'm not going to fight you for it. I'm just gonna get out with my keys and just walk. So you have another interesting story?
I do.
Okay.
I have a couple of stories for you guys.
Great.
So another one was another time driving at night, which I don't do anymore
Okay.
because of these experiences. So I was driving, picked up this guy from his house, and then he's like, we're just gonna go to this place, and I'm gonna be there for like a couple of minutes, and then you're gonna drive me back, which happens a lot too.
Yeah.
So we go there, but he's a little drunk, and then he starts hitting on me a little bit, but but he sits right here though.
Okay,
He's not in the back seat.
Right.
So I'm just driving, doing my job. Yeah, so I drive him to the destination, and he just picks up his drugs.
Oh.
Yeah, and he sits back in the car, and then he's just like joking around. He's like, haha, and then I'm driving him home, and at some point he just goes like this to me. He covers my eyes.
What?
Yeah, while
Okay.
I'm driving.
Yeah.
He covers my eyes, but just for a second, I didn't, touch
Yeah.
his hand or anything.
Yeah.
But then I turned to him and I go, you're the craziest passenger I've ever had. I was like, I just want you to know that. And that's it. I just dropped him off.
Right.
Yeah,
How did he respond to that?
He was drunk, so he didn't really care. But I was like, yeah, that's the craziest
Oh
person
my
I've ever picked
gosh.
up.
Did I tell you about my crazy, I picked this guy up and he was intoxicated and he lived over kind of near the Palisades, over in that area. And he lived behind, in front of a hill. So he had to drive up to get to him and everything. And I mean, the whole time he was like, you are so small. You are so tiny. Aren't you scared to drive? I said, I'm not tiny. I'm not small. I am not. Look, you cannot ever overpower me. He goes, I don't know why you would say that. I'm like, you're suggesting that I could be overpowered. Why would you have that conversation with me while we're riding in this desolate area?
Yeah.
There's no lights. It's that little hilly area over there. And then he wanted me to drive up in his driveway. And I was like, you know what? If I go up there, you'll never find me or this car again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, no, I'm good. I was like, you need to get out now. And he got out super slow. He was so tall. It was 6'5", 6'6". Super slow. He gets his body out, and then he comes back in. He's like, you are so beautiful. I was like, man, I ain't got time for this. Yeah.
Goodbye.
I just drove. I didn't even know where I was at. I was like, I need to get away from him because it was so quiet. Anything could happen and nobody would know. It was just, I was like, this is the last time. I'm going to do this.
Yeah, when I was in the area like that, on a hill,
Yeah.
the sketchiest road, the cliff without any border, no
Yeah.
fence.
Yeah.
I had this situation, but I was with two girls from high school.
Okay.
So that was good, but the only problem is I didn't get paid for that trip.
Why not?
Because I picked them up in Beverly Hills.
Okay.
There were just a crowd of young people.
Yeah.
And then girls got in the car, but it was their friend called the Uber for them.
Yeah.
And then they got in the car, and then they're like, "Are we gonna let's go to a different destination?" I was
Okay.
like, okay, it happens, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we just go to that destination, go to Malibu, and then this sketchiest road. They don't really know the address for sure. So we just drive in there, trying to find this place. It's dark. I cannot see anything. Deers walking around everywhere.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And then while we were driving there, the girls are like, "Oh, do you have an escort?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." "Do you have water?" "Yeah, here you go. Candy, chewing gum, whatever, And then at some point she goes, "Do you have a tampon?"
Okay. I mean,
I was like, "No, sorry, I don't have a tampon."
that's where I draw the line. Okay.
Yeah.
It's you have a little concierge here, just all kinds of stuff.
I actually met a driver who had everything.
Really?
He had condoms and everything over here.
Seriously?
Yeah, and his whole car was lit up with different lights.
Really?
And, he had a disco ball over here.
Hilarious.
Yeah. Check this out, you guys. This is the best Uber car ever. All chargers for everything. Man, candies, everything. The driver opens the door for us. Just amazing.
I've seen people like that. I wonder if he charged for those things. Or do you collect tips? I don't know.
I don't think. No, he said that there are so many generous people, so he just does it like that. You know, he just gives first, and then he's like, oh, maybe they'll tip me.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. But you touched on something there. Okay, Los Angeles has so many different terrains. We've got hills, we've got mountains, we've got all kinds of stuff, and I don't think people realize how crazy it is to drive out here. Like to drop off someone in the Hollywood Hills, or people living on Mulholland Drive. Like sometimes you're way up high on this tiny road, like you said.
Yeah.
And I've been so unlucky in a sense where to pick up people and you're like, okay, we're going up the hill. I hope you don't live at the top of the hill, and they'll be at the very, very top where you're like this on the incline. And you're like, why would anybody move up here?
Yeah.
You know, and then you get paid $5 for it.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
Like, I'm scared. We almost died, and I get $5. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
This young lady was telling me about an awesome film project that she's working on. She's a woman who's doing it for herself because she can. And I want to give you the floor to talk about your amazing project. Don't give too much. You know, yeah. And you've got a GoFundMe campaign going on too. So we're going to add that information in there too. And I want you guys to support her project and give her some money because this needs to happen. Please. Take it away, Christina.
Okay, so, you know, driving for Uber, I'm sure most of you can relate. You get into situations where you feel like you said unlucky, which my film is called Unlucky. You know, you feel like, oh, I'm not making enough money, and oh, you know, life sucks. What is this job that I have? I moved here for different reasons. What's going on?
I know.
You know, so my film is about that. An Uber driver who doesn't really appreciate anything in life. And then she meets passengers that have real problems and real issues in life. And they deal with them. And they feel that they're lucky. They feel happy. So she learns from that, and she realizes that she actually is really lucky. Because, you know, not just Uber drivers, so many of us just, you know, feel bad for themselves that, you know, their iPhone cracked or stuff like that. You know, just ridiculous things. And some people don't have food, you know?
True.
So, yeah.
I like it. Do you like it? You like the
Check
idea?
It out.
Yeah, give us a thumbs up for that, and definitely support my girl's project. It needs to happen. I think we're done. I don't know. What do you think?
I have another crazy story.
Oh, you do? Oh, yeah. Let's go. Go ahead. I love it.
Last one. So I just picked up this, you know, speaking about producer-actress relationship, sometimes things like that happen.
Yes, it does.
So I pick up these people, a young girl, looks like an actress, gorgeous girl, and then this little older guy.
Yeah.
So I pick him up, and then they just get in the back seat, and then the guy goes, hey, Christina, turn it up. So I turn the music up, just driving, and so Britney Spears comes on, I'm a slave for you. And he goes, oh, yeah. And then she sits in the back seat.
Yeah.
Like they both obviously don't have seatbelts on.
Yeah.
And then she sits like on him. And then they start moving, banging on my seat. And I was like, okay, guys, you need to get out. I was like, get out of my car.
Just get out.
Yeah, that was the only time when I was like, I've had it. I was like, get out. Yeah. And he was like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah, I'm serious.
Well, what are y'all doing in here? I know that's right. You were like, no conversation needed. Get out.
Yeah, exactly.
That is crazy. Oh my God. We're going to have you come back and just come drop in like once a month and just purge.
Well, I stopped driving at night to avoid these kind of things.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And would you say that things are better now? Like you can kind of predict how the ride's going to go?
Sometimes, yeah.
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 Would you recommend that other women drive at night, or what do you think?
No, don't drive at night.
I don't think so.
Definitely not, no.
And it's funny because a lot of people that pick me up are women at night, 1, 2, 3 in the morning. And I'm like, are you okay? Why do you do this? Because there's no traffic. And I'm like, but the freaks come out at night.
Yeah,
like, it's so weird. I be safe. And they're just like, all right, like they're not fazed by it. But I'm telling you, the last 3 times I went home, like after an event, it was women driving.
Yeah.
Not even phased. I would be so paranoid, like, You know, like, I don't know. Maybe it's just kind of, I'm an anxious person. It's probably a personal problem. But anyway. You're like, yeah.
No.
No, but we got you from like 8 to like 7 p.m. And then after that,
Yeah.
we're both at home. Like, we're not having that.
Yeah.
So what do you have working on outside of this? Is there anything that we should check out for? Any projects, anything?
You're not gonna be able to check it out yet.
Okay.
But I'm obviously writing different scripts
Right.
while I'm raising money for that project.
Okay.
I'm just writing script for another one.
Yeah.
And I have one for a feature film. Maybe we can collaborate on
Yeah,
that.
I would love that. I would
Yeah.
love that. I already have ideas on how I would like to implement stuff and have you do some acting stuff. And you're very funny. Like, I didn't pick that up. Like, because our encounter was pretty brief, but I mean, you have a great personality.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Wow. Okay. I'm so glad we did this. I am.
I am happy.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
No.
you so much.
Thank you for coming. Really, I know you probably thought I was crazy when I was like, yeah, I've got a ride share channel and I want to interview you.
No, I watched it and I loved it.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. We definitely have to have you come back. So, you guys at home, if you guys like this video, you are checking from our girl Christina, give us a thumbs up. Please follow her, support her, give her some money for this project. It's for a good cause, and I would love to see your dream come to fruition. Yeah, so if you're not subscribed, you should probably subscribe, I'm thinking. Yeah? You think so? No?
Yeah.
Maybe
Oh,
not.
yeah.
You gotta come back again. All right, you guys. Thank you. Have a good
Thank
one.
you.
All right, bye.